She bad, 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 she bad. Gucci bag, Gucci bag, Gucci bag, Fendi bag, Prada bag, Louis bag, Gucci bag, Birkin bag. She in a bag, she drip, she swag, never mad, she glad.
Hey y'all, what's going on? And I am here. First of all, this is another episode of Couch Conversations. And we're doing it a little different this week. You know, they have here in Dallas, they got a bike event going on. I'm not giving nobody no free publicity, okay? But I'm going to say it's a bike event going on here. I'm just saying. But I'm just, because they might not want to be affiliated with what I'm saying on the show. So they'd be like, because I done already, yeah. So anyway, I'm just going to, because I don't want to say nobody's name because I don't want them to be, like they feel responsible because y'all know my mouth get horrible. So therefore, I'm not going to say no names, but it's a huge bike event going on and I'm participating. I'm having a really good time. So in the spirit of this huge bike event that's going on, I got my homeboy On Ground clothing on. This is one of the hottest clothing lines on the bike set. I got the Harley and Caviar t-shirt and a hat on Ground Clothing. It's a black-owned clothing company that I love my boy Rod. He out of California. And also, let me pull this in. Here we go. Yeah. And also, y'all, I got one of the famous Dallas bike set. He famous for being on the bike set, talking shit, getting the racing going on. I'm telling you, he be testing they pimping on that racing shit. So, hey, y'all, I want to introduce to some and present to others my homie Gary Don from Dallas own Gary Don. What's happening, homie? Yes. That's what's up. So, y'all, listen, Gary Don, he is on a bike set here in Dallas, but before the bike set or before we even talk about on who he is like one of like a chef, and you are a chef. I'm an executive chef. Yeah, so I learned about you from the bike set, but it's like Terrence told me, he was like, that's somebody that you need to have on your show. He was like, because this dude has got a lot of layers to him or whatever. And I am all about uplifting the people in the Black community, especially ones that are doing right. Part of my thing on my show is I like to bring people on that are really doing something and give them an opportunity to talk about the positive things, and people that are just, just doing something, moving and shaking. Yeah. So can you let us know about your, you being a chef and what it is that you got going on?
Well, as far as culinary goes with my chefing, I have a total of 15 trucks. So I have 11 actual trucks and 4 trailers. So I have 4 Wendy's food trailers.
I seen was one of them over there by Gillies over there by Southside on the Mar. I saw that. I've been walking up to that motherfucker hoping that it open. It's just been sitting over there. So what does that do?
So actually we actually in the process of transporting everything to Houston, Austin, and San Antonio.
So what does that Wendy's truck do though?
Sell everything that Wendy's sell.
Really?
It's just to go.
I promise you, I'm looking over there like this truck has got to open at some point, and I never saw it. Then it just disappeared.
No, because it's like with any other vessels, like it's not necessarily quote unquote open to the public.
Okay,
so you can't walk up and order or buy anything. You got to do it through virtual apps, going through Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub, Postmate.
Oh,
you have to order your food and then the Uber driver or whomever deliver it to you, or you can pick the option to pick it up. But there's no hand-to-hand contact with the consumer.
Okay, cool. So you said you have 10 trucks?
11 trucks.
11 trucks.
Trailers, yeah.
Oh wow, that's what's up. And so what kind of food do you have on your truck?
It's a variance of the different foods. It's not one particular food because everything is based around a concept. When I say concept, it's like so when you would say Maggiano's is a concept. Chili's is a concept. Those are concept brands within themselves. So every truck have 12 concepts.
Okay.
So concept being so like if you go on Uber Eats and look up burgers, so we're gonna say 6 burger places come up. At least 3 of them gonna be mine, but because I have 3 different burger concepts.
Okay.
So it's really just, it's really a little manipulative little trick. You know what I mean? But it's appeasing to the eye at the same time.
You are a business man for real.
Yeah, I just took some of the stuff, when you come from what I come from,
and where do you come from?
I mean, I'm a native of Dallas. I'm from West Dallas, but when you come from the streets and then transition into corporate America, I mean, like they say in theory, some of the best businessmen, some of the most successful businessmen was once street dudes.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So when you go into it and you look at, Jay-Z's and the Puff Daddies and the 50 Cents, all those dudes was one street dude.
Yeah.
The Damon Dashes and so on and so forth. So I just took everything that I knew from the streets on top of being a collegiate graduate, and I ran with it.
That's what's up.
I just the ones and twos made fuse. That's it.
Let me tell you, I came to your food truck. I've ate off your food truck on 2 separate occasions, and I had greens one time and chicken, and I had the other time because I fell in love with the greens, so I came back for the greens, and then the next time I came back, I got some of that hot water cornbread.
Oh yeah,
was it the
whole cakes?
Yeah, the whole cakes. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Is it a difference between whole cakes?
It's a big difference. Like,
okay.
A whole cake is like it's a cornmeal base, but you make it like you will a pancake.
Yes, that's what
like
it was.
A pancake, but it's cornmeal base, like you would do cornbread.
Listen, them greens was something else though. It was like you put a little sugar in it or something
You gotta make it a little sweet with a little kick too.
Yes, it had both of that.
That's what I'm in the process of doing. Like, so just to because a lot of people always ask me like, man, what's the deal with your food truck? What's the deal with your food truck? So I'm actually in the process of selling my entire food truck, man. So I'm actually in the process, like the people that I partner with. I did a big I can talk about it now, but I kind of had clause to where I couldn't talk about it in depthly for a while. But I sold one of my concepts to DJ Khaled.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so it was another wing brand that he got. They came from one of my brands.
Oh wow!
So I sold them a brand, a concept-based brand, and then I did a partnership with a company called Man vs. Fries, which is a big thing on the East Coast.
I seen that.
And then I did some other stuff with Nathan's, right? With Nathan's famous hot dogs. And but I'm actually, like I said, I'm actually in the process of selling the entire brand because I'm actually in the process of opening a brick and mortar restaurant here. So that's my next step for 2023.
Are you nervous about that?
Nah, not at all. Because I do it blindfolded. The average person, it's hard for them to do culinary. With me, it's like it's a second nature.
I heard somebody told me this guy in Detroit, he had a restaurant, and he told me, he was like, you want to get at your enemies? He was like, tell them to open up a restaurant.
I mean, see, with me, the average person, right? It's a little different for me because, like I told you, I mean, I have a bachelor's in food science, right? And then my master's is in hotel and restaurant management, but my PhD is in the streets. So with me, it's like it's not hard. Like anything I do, just like I don't work on motorcycles per se, But I met the guy that was building my motorcycle, that was building my motors. I seen how good he was, and I opened the shop. So I wanted to have my own shop. So I partnered with him and opened the shop. And may he rest in peace. He just passed away last month. He's 37 years old. It's just anything.
37?
Yeah, 37. Yeah, he passed away from heart failure, complication with high blood pressure medicine.
Oh, child. Yeah, I'm so nervous about high blood pressure medicine, I promise you.
That was my God, Chris Michelle, man.
Oh, rest in peace.
And, I just, man, anything, I've always been that way, though. Anything I set my mind to, I've always been a person that's going to, mash the gas full throttle and go get it.
You know what? I'm going to tell you this. And I want to, I would have never thought this would be that you would be coming out with these credentials. Like, I know how they say never judge a book by its cover, but I would have never thought that. I know you did food. I know that you had some kind of culinary background. I've seen you like I follow you on Facebook, and I see where you be like in your chef coat and everything. But I never would have thought that it was as in depth as it is. I mean, to be completely honest, you just don't look like a chef kind of guy. You look like that PhD look like it be working for you, okay? Like,
I get
for
that all
real.
the time. Like, I do a lot of interaction with the kids. So I have a mentoring company as well called Mentoring Through Food. And, and it teaches kids about agricultural diversification. So I go to a lot of the juveniles and a lot of the schools and talk to kids about it, right? So, the basis of what I do when I go is I always ask the kids, because I go in looking like this. So I always ask the kids just from a physical perception, like, what do you think I do for a living? And it be, the same. I don't care where I go. Any juvenile detention facility, treatment facilities, anyone I go, I get the same thing: rapper, producer, record label, so on and so forth. But and then I go into depth about what I do and so on and so forth.
Right.
And it be intriguing to them.
Yeah.
And they be like, wow, you can really do this and like that and that. So.
I'm gonna tell you, when I first saw you on the set, and I remember the first thing I said about you when I first saw you. I was like, it reminded me of the Django when they was like, who was that nigga on that nag? I said, when I first saw you though, I was like, I seen you with all your jewelry on and all of that stuff. I said, damn. I was like, if the robbers go to his house, they ain't gonna get shit because he got everything on. I was like,
Harleys and dimes.
I promise you.
That's the
You
move,
be,
and
this is like when you come out, you always be just dripping with.
Yeah, it's showtime. When I come out, it's lights, cameras, and action.
So you wouldn't. I'm sure that you get it all. So let me ask you this: so when you go conduct business, do you be dressed like that too?
It depends. Because this is my thing. See, like I used to have golds and diamonds and all that stuff in my mouth, right? So I got all that took out. I can remove that. I can take this physical jewelry off, but I couldn't take that out of my mouth.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it just kind of depends on who I'm going to do business with and what level of it. Because sometimes I do go like this. And when I go, they be like, and if they don't know me, and they'd be like, "You here?" And then I'd be like, "Yeah," But when they get to digging into it and they seeing what's what, then I'd be like, "Oh, it make them tighten up."
I'm telling you, y'all.
But I do it purposely. I do it because I want a lot of the Caucasian American people to understand that just because you are from the inner city doesn't mean that you're not intellectual, and don't mean that you're not profound in whatever you do.
I am so loving this.
Yeah, because I am
so loving
like
this.
I say, it's a big, like a lot of people don't understand the deposition of what being a chef is. Because there's a big difference between being a cook and being a chef.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of our great grandmothers and grandmothers and mothers were good cooks.
What was your inspiration?
So my inspiration, in all honesty, I come from a rough childhood. And like a lot of the stuff that we talking about is actually in my book that I'm finishing up.
Oh, damn, you're an author too?
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. Leave a job for somebody else. Is you Jamaican?
I've been working on this book for 2 years,
Oh my goodness.
But I just, because it's in depth, it's a real life story. It's a movie within itself, but I came from a rough childhood, and I went to 17 schools as a kid. So that's kind of.
Why was you moving around?
We moved around.
Oh wow!
I went to juvenile 11 times.
Damn.
I went to every placement facility they got in the state of Texas. Every boot camp, every placement. You know what I mean?
So you was a bad kid.
I was a bad actor. Yeah, I was a real bad actor.
Wow.
And I always tell people, before the spoon, I was a goon. So.
I like that. I like that for the chef stuff. I like that.
That's real deal, no pickle. But for real, like in real life. Yeah, for real life. So a lot of times, like whenever people go on my Facebook, and they always they hear me talking and me saying the motivational stuff that I always say. A lot of people always be like, man, like I get it. Like I get it now.
I
And
heard
like
you.
a lot of times, like people that like that come here, they don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I be telling them like, man, I hold Dallas near to me. Like I'm a native of here. You know, y'all flew in and I grew in.
I
So
hear
yeah,
that.
put some respect on it.
I hear it, but you know what? I've always heard that when y'all be talking about racing and stuff, you like a fast talker. You got all these phrases and all that type of stuff. But you know, people be saying you a pimp too. You know that, right?
I know it. I just like leaving stains on brains. That's how
I know people. I'm telling you, it's crazy because y'all listen. I'm gonna tell you. I watched this guy, and he always has something like he be talking like with people know like Snowman and be talking about what's his name Action Jackson and Fats, and they all be talking about racing, and then the guys from the Wolfpack came out and y'all was talking, and you always got some kind of rhyme or something like that, and I'm like, this dude is crazy. And Street Kings, shout out to Street Kings.
You know, I'm a different breed, man. You know, I come from something different. You know, I've been doing this. I mean, like I tell them all the time. You know, I've been doing this since Moby Dick was a goldfish. You know, they just started doing it. You know, I've been doing it a long time.
Yes.
So, and I'm 38. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, I'm 38, but my eye's 65.
I hear you.
You know, so
I hear you. So look, we're gonna get into the topic, but once I just want y'all, mind you, I gotta sit up because I'm looking like the Uniroyal Tire Man over here. I look so fat. But anyway, so y'all make sure first of all, I want them to know, don't you have a way for people to support you, like when it comes to like Instagram page or whatever? I want you to say that at the end of the show, but I want you to say that right now because
my Facebook and my Instagram is Gary the Don.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, y'all listen. I brought him on. Terrence from Houston, also Media King, he was supposed to be here. And he told me, he was like, you have to meet this guy. He told me like you was so, you had so many layers to you and it was so interesting. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I promise you, because not only that, before we even go to the next topic, you just was speaking fluent Spanish. Yeah. And you said you're trilingual.
Yeah, I speak Nigerian language, Yoruba.
We should have just did the whole show on you, like, period. Like, my goodness, I brought you on here thinking, like, I would get you, because I heard that you were, like, very opinionated and you are a very intellectual guy, whatever, and you really, like, into, what's going on in the community and you have opinion about things. So I'm like, that would be a great thing. But, man, we need a whole show just to talk about all the stuff that you into.
And let me say this one thing before we go any farther. I got to give a special shout out to Pastor Flo. You know Pastor Flo?
No.
Oh man, that's who you need to get over here.
So,
listen to me. Johnny Flowers, you need to get him on your show. That's
Johnny Flowers. And what church is this?
Hey, that's my man. And when I tell you, that guy straight up and down like a 2x4, man. And been that way since I met him. But I said I have to give a special shout out to him. Because every year, like this year made my 7th year, that I do a Feed the Homeless drive every Christmas Eve. Right?
Okay.
So it's based around my company, and man, Pastor Flo came out this year, and it was all gloves off. He helped, like none other. Outside of the people that genuinely help every year, Pastor Flo took it upon himself, man. It really came out, and he was all hands on board, and I really appreciate him for that. I really appreciate him for that.
That's what's up. I promise you, I'm just delighted to have you here. I am, because the conversation so far has been great. You have people that be talking a lot about nothing.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm learning something from you. And I am the type of person that I love to learn. I love to be around people that can introduce me to something different. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so it's like I'm sitting here and I'm just like, I feel giddy. I feel like I'm just really excited right now. But to go on, we can come back to, talking more about you, whatever. But I want to get your opinion on what's going on. If you guys don't know what's going on with Tyre Nichols, 5 black police officers. They just released the tapes yesterday. Mind you, it started off with a body cam, and then the police officers, they cut the body cam and they ended up getting the rest of the video from a camera that they had up on a pole, right? And when I tell y'all, so yesterday, if y'all looked at my live video, I went live because I was at a protest in front of the Dallas Police Department, and they hadn't really got started with the protest when I was there, because they said that they were waiting for all parts of the video to come out. So they separated it into 6 parts. When I was over at the Dallas Police Department, only 4 of the parts had came out. The police officers have been fired from their jobs, and they have been charged with 2nd-degree murder. All of them were charged with 2nd-degree murder. They was charged with kidnapping, and they were charged with, it was like 4 or 5 charges that they were charged with. And it's just like, I don't know why I am so emotionally involved in this right now, but it's really hurtful that this was being done by black people. That is one of the most hurtful things, because I know how to fight if it was white people. I would know how to be mad, but I don't even know how to be mad right now.
Why would you be mad?
Because if it was white people, because I'm not anti anything.
Pro-black.
Yes.
Okay.
And I love my black people. And I can't understand how people treat us bad based upon the color of our skin.
Okay. So, statistically speaking, that within this millennium, more black people have killed each other within the last 10 years than white people killed us in the last 25.
I understand what you're saying.
You get that?
Yeah, I get it. And I'm glad that you said that. But the thing about it is that black people are not the only people that are killing one another.
No.
But let me say this. People tend to kill what is around them. Mm-hmm. So when they are in a black community, it's not like a person, like black on black crime. People always, and I get it. I understand. But what I'm saying is, these people are killing, black people are killing one another, but they're not killing this black person because they're black.
So from your perception, would it have been different? Would you feel different emotionally if there was 5 Caucasian American officers that?
No, I would have been straight up angry.
So
I would have just been straight up angry. But it's like, to me,
what's the difference? Why
I feel like
I
am angry. Don't get me wrong, but it's like I just feel like I'm embarrassed. I'm ashamed.
Okay. So look, let me touch this one with you. So what happened with those guys? And people need to understand how people always say, and what I do truly respect now is people now within the last 5 years, African American people are starting to embrace mental health.
Yes.
And I dig that.
Yes.
Right? Because what happened with those guys is called dissociation disorder. So dissociation disorder, and it's called emotional disengagement. So when you emotionally disengage to somebody, the race don't matter, because now you mentally thinking like you're in like aggressive survival tactics. So you don't care about what race this guy is. He could have been any race, but the sad part is all 5 of those guys, their life is over with.
Over.
Their life is over with. And they took the life of another brother, for no reason.
But the thing about it is, y'all, I'm going to tell you this. His mom released a picture of him in the hospital. And it just puts me in the mind of Emmett Till. It put me in the mind of Emmett Till, because when I tell you, when you look at the picture of the man that was laying in the hospital, like, I saw it and I accepted it. But when they showed the picture of him normal. In everyday life, it was like, oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at the video, man, I mean, you had one officer holding a guy. They had his arms restrained. Then you got another guy punching him, you know, with his hands. Then you had another officer whip out the little baton thing and start beating him with it. I mean, it's a sad case.
It was I'm telling you, when I tell
but,
you.
You know, that once again, that goes back to the people that they put in position to be authoritized.
Yeah.
You know, because just because you don't have a criminal background don't mean you're mentally functioning or you're mentally stable to be a person of
authority, like
authority
that.
Of legality.
And the thing about it is, though, what I feel like, and this is, you know, I have friends that are police officers, and, you know, I don't believe that all cops are horrible. But a lot of times, these cops, I be feeling like they was some hoe-ass motherfuckers in school. Or they got picked on and they got bullied. And they act out their aggression at their job. You know what I'm saying?
Emotional disengagement.
Yes. So if that's what that means, then yeah. Because when I tell you, so when I've been watching the news and seeing everything what was being said about the situation, and they said that mind you, he was 80 yards away from his home.
He was screaming mama.
Let me tell y'all, when I tell y'all, it was one of the saddest situations that you could have ever. I couldn't even watch it. I only watched only when they pulled him out of the car and they initially started beating him. And what I saw was the body cam footage. And the body cam footage was only a small percentage. Yes. So when he was screaming, he kept on saying, "What did I do? What did I do?" He said, "Please don't do this." He was like, Mama, like, because he was 80 yards away from his house. His mother is going to have to pass by that spot every day and know that her son, like, I just feel like I heard a rumor that they said that he may have dated somebody's girlfriend, but I don't want to put that out there because I don't know that if it's
alleged.
True. Yeah, it's alleged. It's alleged that he dated somebody, or that he just say that he was familiar with one of the police officers. But people that were nearby said it was like watching a pack of wolves.
You know what that was? If you ever been in like from the hood, or you seen, you know, neighborhood beef or gang, you know, interactions. That's what that was. That was just in a police uniform. They gang jumped that dude and beat him like a gang member.
They did.
You know, and that was sad.
They
just had on uniform.
I got a comment on here that my friend Lavish T. Williams, he said it was horrible. I don't even want to see much of the video. But I'm going to say this to you, Lavish. And Lavish is from Detroit, and he ran for a police commissioner. And people don't know what the job of a police commissioner is, and voter turnout sucked. And I feel like they put people in positions that have had the job before because their name is familiar or whatever, and people get out and vote or whatever. But right, exactly. But the police commissioner's job is to police the police. It's to make sure that they're doing the things that they have to do. And I'm trying to tell y'all, part of my show, and the reason why I talk about what's going on in current events is because I need to stress the importance of y'all getting out and voting. The presidential election, that should have taken care of itself. But you have to vote for your local officials because you got to let the motherfuckers know that if you do not do your job, that your job will be on the line. Okay? I feel like, Lavish, I really want you to go and look at that video. I feel like if you can stand it, I feel like everybody needs to look at that video. Because if not anything else, it will light a fire up under you that you need to get out and get more involved in what's going on in your community.
But then on the flip side of that, you know, with him, like with the gentleman that happened to, I understand his standpoint. You know, because when you got 5 different individuals beating on you, kicking you in your face, I mean, you automatically go into defensive mode. So you're gonna automatically mentally think, how can I protect myself?
Yes.
Not as if it's ball up, run,
Yes.
Become aggressive back or whatever.
But they were telling, everybody was telling them to do something different. It was five different people. Like my sister said, no matter if he was wrong, he wasn't dead wrong. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But it was 5 different people. Some people was jacking them this way. They was telling them to lay on his stomach.
In my opinion, from me watching the video, I don't feel he was wrong from no standpoint.
No, me either.
When they got him out the car and put him on the ground, they telling him to turn on his stomach, and he asking, what's wrong?
Did they say what was the stop for?
They never said what the stop was for. He asked, the only thing he asked, what's wrong? What did I do? Him being a United States citizen, that's his right. He have the right to ask, what am I being stopped for?
Mm-hmm.
In all honesty, he didn't even have to get out the car initially. He could have stayed in a car and told him, I don't feel comfortable, call your watch commander. Have your watch commander.
But it was more, because the initial stop didn't involve 5 people. It was more people that was coming, and they all joined in.
On the flip side of it, do that make you think, or do that make you say, okay, do I need to be more cautious of when the police stop me?
Yes.
Do I need to think more? You know what I mean? Do I need to? So now.
And it ain't only, because at first I used to feel that way about white cops.
It don't matter.
It don't matter. It can be black, white, or whatever. These motherfuckers are.
What's the name on it? What was Samuel L. Jackson name on?
On the Django? Yeah.
Them guys.
Right.
Yeah, them the guys. Them the ones you got. It ain't the Caucasian Americans. Yeah, you got to be worried about them guys.
Right.
Them the ones that'll take you down through there because they feel like they have a point to prove. So anything that they can do to ruin you, they'll do it.
Yeah, and you know what? One of the things that is really also bothering me is the fact that it's such swift justice. They have fired these police officers already. They have charged them with numerous things. So my thing is, it's possible. It's possible that you guys can act swiftly like this. So what happened in all these other cases that y'all haven't?
Do you call that swift justice? Because they only been charged with it. They haven't went to
exactly,
court.
but
so it's not. I mean, just like the lady here, they killed the Bonham John guy.
Yeah,
they acted, on that. But the when she went to court, the amount of time that she got that
was laughable.
That was
laughable.
So will this be the same situation?
And then a lot of people, when I go home and I talk about the Botham Jean case or whatever, people don't know about it because we live in Dallas, so we knew about it. We lived through it and everything. So if y'all are not familiar, the Amber Geiger, she was a Dallas police officer and she was going home and she fucked around, probably busy text messaging or whatever. I've done it before. And she drove to the wrong floor because the building is right across the street from my apartment. So I can see how you drive up to the floor and you get off on your floor where you live at. So she drove to the wrong floor and she went to the exact same apartment, and it was either over hers or under her apartment, but she did not go to the right apartment. When she got to the door, he had left the door unlocked, and when she opened the door, he was sitting there in his underwear eating ice cream, and she thought that he was an intruder in her apartment, but he was at the wrong apartment.
I can't agree with that. I can't agree with that. I can't accept that.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you why I can't accept that. You can have 2 cars that's exactly alike, right? It happens all the time. When you walk out the door and you hit that alarm, even if the alarm don't go off, and you get in one car, soon as you step foot in that car, you know it's not your car.
Yes.
Something's out of place.
It happens.
Something
to
don't
me.
look the same.
Yes.
You be like, oh, no, this ain't my car.
Yes.
No, you can't tell me you opened up a door, you physically looked in this apartment, and it looked identical to yours.
That's right.
He got different furniture, he got different placements. You can't tell me.
But the thing about it is, to me, where I want to stop even before we get to that point, is when you put the key in, because you're going to attempt to unlock your door, because you assuming that you locked your door when you left. The key is going to go in, but it ain't going to turn.
So when in defense of her, what if she put the key in? As soon as she put the key in, the door just opened because he never locked the door.
Yeah, that means he didn't push it up all the way. Then.
Yeah, or who's to say that they didn't have keys? Maybe they had the little fobs like most of the new apartments and things have. They don't have physical keys. they have a little 5 you can run across.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's another side of it. But just from my opinion, I don't agree with that because I feel like when you walk through when you cross over that threshold, you know what's yours and you know what's not.
Exactly.
You know, who only God knows what color her apartment was, what color the furniture was, what color was his furniture.
But they said he had a bright red rug.
She didn't have that.
Right, and that's the thing about it is, like when I did this in my apartment, when I walked up to I got off on the floor. I'm not paying attention. When the floor came up, I got off on the wrong floor, walked to this apartment, and I looked out, and I'm like, "This is not my rug." Before I even touched the door, you know what I'm saying? Because you should be paying attention. But anyway, she ended up fighting the case over and over. And I think that what her brother did, that embracing her and all that type of stuff.
What his brother did?
Yeah, his brother did. His brother embraced her at the center. Can I hug you?
He one of those. He one of them Samuel Jackson.
Yeah, man, listen. And then not only that, but the judge. Can I pray with you? Yeah. Why? What is this?
That was against ethics within itself.
Yes,
you know
that was
because
horrible.
You can't bring religion into the judicial system.
My sister said, I don't believe that. She is one of those bad cops. Yeah. She said one of the officers, she's talking about with the case. She said one of the officers had numerous complaints. She said, I think she is lying. She didn't get charged. She went to jail, but she only got like 7 years. Yeah, and she says you can notice the smell of your own house versus somebody else's. That's absolutely right. You can. When you go to somebody's house, it's different. It just feels different. Like you said, things are out of place. As soon as you open it up, you know what you done left at the door. If you see somebody else's shoes or whatever the case may be, where the TV noise was coming from. They said he was sitting on the couch watching TV. So you mean to tell me you had your apartment set up the same way his was?
One thing that I do know the difference from, and I tell you this all the time, I know the difference between chicken shit and chicken salad. And that's a bunch of chicken shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
For real.
Chicken shit.
That is, but it's just so sad because the thing about it is with this case with Tyre Nichols, his parents are like I said, they got to go back past that every single day. And you know, the first thing about it, what I hate about black people, because mind you, every time I've been running into a black person, I've been asking them, how do you feel about the Tyre Nichols? And a lot of people have not even heard about it, but I feel like it's my job to inform them. If you don't watch the news, if you just got your head in your ass and you haven't heard about Tyre Nichols, I'm about to tell you who he is. So now, if I'm telling you about him, maybe you'll go home or you'll Google it and stay off of watching Chris Sheen and Blueface and see what the fuck is going on in our world. So, I have been trying to tell everybody about it or whatever, but the thing about it is that most people, when you say something about it or you inform them, the first thing black people say, oh, his family about to get paid. What? Man. Who even cares? No amount of money that they can give them can bring them people's kid back. Her parents are not supposed to outlive their children. And to know that he was scared. Like the mother said I saw a news conference with the mother, and she said she felt like she failed him as a mother because she didn't protect him. She may never recover from that.
She'll always be mentally torn in regards to that.
Yeah.
There's no justification for what those police officers done. There's nothing that nobody will ever be able to do to repair the emotional wounds that on their mother.
Yeah, it's horrible. Yeah. I just feel like, we got to do better as a society when it comes. I mean, I know that every cop, you can't know how they would act in a situation or, things like that. But I feel like we have to get out and we have to make sure that we elect the people, put the people in office and let them know that they're working for us. You make sure you know who your police commissioner is. This shit right here is unacceptable. And the bad part about it, so last night I went to the little protest or whatever. So the news people was over there. So I talked to the news guy. And I told him, I was like, they about to nail these motherfuckers to the cross. I was like, let me tell you who I am. They call me the bald head truth. And my shit is unfiltered. I'm like, so I'm tell you, I was like, they about to nail their ass to the cross. And but the thing about it is that I don't like the fact that they're nailing them to the cross, because I feel like these dudes are like, they happy that it was black people. You know how we say, you know how when crimes happen, they be like, was they black? You know what I'm saying? They're going to make an example out of them, and they're going to give them football numbers, okay? But if they was white, Amber Geiger, in their own home, she got 7 years. 7 years? And that's really sad. So I don't know. It's just disheartening to me. And I like I said, I wish I didn't feel that way about it. I wish I wasn't so I'm kind of torn about how I feel. But
you're gonna feel that way about it because you stand strong in what you believe in for your people.
Yeah.
So you're gonna feel.
Do you have
like a you torn, but you kind of biased at the same time, because it's like, man, I'm sorry that this happened, but like, dang, it was 5 of my own people that done it.
5 of my own
people
what I mean? That like, did
man,
it.
That's sad.
Yeah, it is. Do you have do you have kids? Like, do you have any boys?
No boys.
You got girls? Yeah. Oh my goodness. You really don't. I mean, you had the same worry when it comes to girls, but you really worry about boys. Like, I see my sister saying that it could have been her sons. Like, it's bad when you got
these days. The gender don't even matter, because police brutality is just at all-time high within itself, period.
Yeah.
Because male or female, just like you had the Sandra Bland, the female. What I mean? It don't matter.
I didn't even think about that. That's my sorority sister.
But then you have, it was here locally in the Metroplex. I want to say it was like Plano or McKinney or something.
Jefferson.
Huh?
Tatiana Jefferson in Fort Worth.
Tatiana. But then you had that group. It was a mother and then like 2 daughters, and then it was like the police like slammed the mama, slammed the daughter. It was Arlington. So it don't matter, if it's male or female. Just police brutality within itself is at an all-time high.
Yeah.
But see, and it'll continue to be that way, and it'll always be that way until unification happens within us as a whole. And to us as a whole.
And what you mean by that? Unification within our race what? As people?
The race part of it don't even matter. Mm-hmm. Just when I say unification, I mean unification as a community.
Okay.
So it don't matter if you're black, brown. It don't matter if you're black, white, spotted, or dotted. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But when you can unify as a community and say, hey, you know what? We ain't taking this from you. We ain't trying to hear none of that what y'all talking about.
Yeah.
No, this is the way it's supposed to go. Yeah. So this is the way it's going to be, and we standing on business.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Until we can do that and stand strong like a chain link fence, if we can stand strong together and unify, then you'll see some course correction and you'll see a difference. But until then, when you have that one person that always break or loose and be like, oh, well, yes, sir, I have to do this. It ain't gonna never work.
I hate those.
See, do you read a lot of books?
I do. We got a book club. We just started. Book club, habitual readers, right?
Have you ever read Barracoon?
No, what is that?
Read it. Oh man, it's a bad book.
Barracoon?
Barracoon.
Okay.
So Barracoon, and it's called The Last Black Cargo. Mm-hmm. But the man that this book is about, like when you look at Color Purple, like so many depictions of this guy's life is from Color Purple. So many depictions of like Harlem Nights is from this guy's life. It's like so many, little parts to it, right? Mm-hmm. But this book, he was like one of the last people to come across on one of the last slave ships that was a slave before the Emancipation Proclamation, right? So, man, this book is so deep and so thorough, man.
Do you know who it's by?
I forgot her name, man.
Barracoon.
It's called Barracoon, The Last Black Cargo. I forgot her name, man. it's a lady that wrote it, but it's an
Mhm.
autobiography of this man. She talked to him, but it's dope, man. It's
I gotta check it
you know,
out because
that's
I
where the
love to
name
read.
Coon-
I
That's
swear.
where the name Coon came from. How they
Yeah.
call black people Coon. They
Right.
broke down and explained to you where they came from, and a coon is the cabin. You know, but yeah, but I mean, it's a thorough book, man. It's thorough, man. It's thorough,
Wow.
man. It'll make your brain tingle.
So where do you feel like you stand when it comes to like, being about how you feel about black and white relations, and do you feel like it's like any strain between black and white relations?
So let me ask you this before I answer that question. Have you ever read the Willie Lynch letter?
Yes, I have.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
how I feel.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Because you got that book?
I heard about it.
Oh, that's a bad book.
Yeah.
But you know, I feel like this. When it comes to black and white, right? When it comes to black and white, it's like I don't center myself. I don't even categorize myself, honestly. You know, because I feel as if you can't. And I just had this conversation with a group of kids. You know, because they always be so quick to say, "Well, man, the white man done this and the white man done that." And I say, well, in that same action, do you hold the black people accountable that done the same thing?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because when you go into the Willie Lynch letter, he broke it down the way that he broke it down. Or when you read Barracoon, and in Barracoon, he broke down how the Caucasian and the Spaniards and the Europeans were able to come over there and infiltrate and get all of those African people because they just didn't voluntarily do it.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm going to tell you a movie that just depicted so much of it, which was this new movie that just came out with Viola Davis. The Woman King, right? So
they talk about it was really inaccurate, though.
No. That whole depiction of it was so accurate, though. How those people came over there, how the guy said, my brother sold my mother into slavery.
Yes,
that's real. That's not a lie.
I know.
That's real,
right?
That's real, though. So, do you fault the Caucasians or do you fault him? Who do you
right?
Fault? Who do you get mad at? It was
right.
It
was. I guess.
So you can't.
Wait a minute.
So I mean, and this is the thing about it, and I tell people this all the time. I stand on business when it comes to my people. If my people is my people, I stand on business in regards to them.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to become self-consciously awakened within yourself to understand what's real and what's not.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can't just point a finger and say, "Oh man, the white man came over there and got him." How did the white man get him? He just didn't come.
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you, this is the thing about it. Like, people don't understand that slavery, when they first start selling the slaves to the British or the white people or whatever, they were selling prisoners of war. Like, they would capture a tribe and then they would sell them off or whatever. And then it got to the point where they this is what I heard, that it was like allegedly they found out what it was that they was doing with the people, and they was like, no, we're not gonna sell anymore. And then it got to the point where they was like, oh, we're gonna come and take everybody then. But the first slaves I heard were sold because they were prisoners of war.
No, inaccurate.
That's inaccurate?
Inaccurate. So
okay,
I want you to think about this.
Mm-hmm.
The first slaves in actuality was during the Egyptologist times. You know, there weren't no prisoners of war then.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you weren't a prisoner of war. It was whoever the Pharaoh wanted, whoever the Pharaoh felt was, inferior.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if he felt like you weren't superior, then, you were going to be a slave. If you was helping build this and build that.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't so much about that, but when it came into, to the African side of it, it wasn't just the Europeans, because you had the people from Europe, you had the Spaniards, you had the Portuguese, you had all of these different people coming over there, getting African people, because once again, our own people was, well, hey, if you bring me, so many pounds of flour, so
Yeah.
many pounds of rice.
Yeah.
If you give me these guns, you
I
can
can
come
get-
and get 20 people. I'll give you 20 people. I'll give you 50 people. So once
Man.
again, I ask, who do you be mad at? Do
I
you be
know.
mad at the white guy that came and got him? Or do you be mad at
The person
the
who
nigga
sold them.
who sold him? No,
Yeah.
you be mad at the nigga who sold him because
Right.
he turned on his people.
It was. Yeah.
And that's where the whole Sambo shit comes from.
Yeah.
That's where, because that's the sad part. We turn on us so quick. We turn on us so quick.
Yeah.
But I'm real big on this. I always tell people, man, there's two things in life. And this was before me. I didn't create this, but I stand on the theory. It's two things in life that you'll never be able to change. And that's yesterday and tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to go hard for right then and today.
Yeah. Yesterday and tomorrow.
Yeah, you can never change yesterday. You can never change tomorrow.
Right.
I don't care how you prepare today for tomorrow. It's not going to be what you prepare for.
Okay, then. Go ahead, Rev. Preach.
That's just some real conversation.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, that's just some real conversation. And that's why I always hashtag on anything when I make those little posts, real conversation, Jack.
Right. That's what it is. Real conversation, Jack. But I'm going to tell you this. I really enjoyed you coming on the show because I feel like this was like a learning moment for me. I learned a lot, and I'm telling you, I had no idea you had so much. Like I'm telling y'all, he got on the phone and got to speak in Spanish, and we looking like, I'm thinking he about to just say, because my Spanish is about ¿Cómo está? That's it. Bien. That's all I know. And I don't even know if I'm pronouncing those words right. But I'm telling you, I really appreciate you coming. And then you said you trilingual.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so,
man.
Each one teach one.
Yeah, that's what's up. So, and I have no idea that you were so well educated. Not to say that you come across as you're not educated, but
I come across as a husband.
Right, I'm trying to tell you.
Especially when I get to speaking the lingo,
Right, my goodness.
But but this is the thing about it. You got to understand, there's nobody that ever try to duplicate something that's not organic. You know what I mean? So when you sit back, and I just want you to sit back one day and just look at it. Just look at everything and how the flow go, and just kind of, I hear so much of me and so many other people now. All the lingo, all of this, all of that. Yeah, man. Each one teach one. But I'm going to leave a stain on your brain just outside of the, the flashy talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to make you think about something.
Yeah, you have made. I want to go get that book, Barracoon. I gotta check that out because I love to read. So that's gonna be great. So anyway, Breezy, can you put the flyer up? Can you?
It's written by Zora Neale Hurston.
Shut up!
Oh, that's a bad book.
I love her.
That's a bad book.
And I love. Okay, Barracoon is written by Zora Neale Hurston. I grew up like. I know that name. That was like a heavy name in the school. But did you also know, y'all? Did y'all hear what DeSantis said that Black history would not be taught in school no more in Florida? Did y'all know that?
Why so?
He outlawed it. He banned it. I seen it on the news yesterday. He says that we will not be able to talk about slavery, is what they said specifically.
Well, that's not banned in Black history.
Well, he said that they won't be able to, but they talk about the Holocaust.
I mean, so
that's part of our history.
Once again, unification. So if the community stand up and say, "Hey, y'all feel cool and okay to commemorate this Jewish Holocaust," we as a group want to be able to talk about our slave trades and so on and so forth as well. So I mean, until somebody's, until that group stand up, it's gonna forever be I don't want this, I don't want that.
That's bad. Yeah, but DeSantis, you listen, y'all. He's an elected official, though. An elected official. He said, my sister said, D.L. Hughley was talking about that yesterday. Yeah, but
D.L. Hughley, he gonna spit some facts.
He is. Yeah, he is. I love D.L. Hughley, but I want y'all to get songs Okay, go to the news outlet so you can make sure that that's where get it from the source where it's coming from. Because some people they just listen to the radio and they don't listen to CNN. I be so obsessed with CNN. Sometimes I be having to turn that shit off because I be getting mad, cussing at the TV and all that type of shit. And then I be watching all the stupid shows on Zeus and on Tubi and all of that, and then don't even know what's going on. My mother used to say they could be somewhere giving away money across town and you wouldn't even know because you too busy listening to this blam bloom shit. So I'm telling you, I listen to news. But Breezy, do you have that flyer that I sent you? Okay. So I want y'all to make sure that y'all please support this black man. You need to start doing workshops or something.
I mean,
or doing seminars or.
I mean, once I do actually open up my restaurant, I am gonna, a friend of mine.
What kind of restaurant is it gonna be?
So it's gonna be a barbecue wings and burgers.
Okay.
But it's gonna be on a different scale per se, because in my opinion, I feel like we don't have good barbecue here in Dallas.
No.
And
I hate barbecue here in Dallas.
Yeah,
I do.
It's like, nobody holds true to the tradition of the hickory smoke barbecue here. People barbecue gonna taste like, boiled food, boiled meats. Or you may have a place that has some good side barbecue, but the sides are garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Or the sides are okay and the barbecue garbage.
Yes.
But now I want to bring something totally different. I want to put a spin on it and give some people some stuff that they can really be appetizing to.
That's good. I'm happy for you, but I really feel like I'm really happy that you are mentoring. I didn't know that you was doing that.
Definitely start mentoring through food.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if anybody was going to ever support anything I do, that's what I want people to support.
That's
outside of my culinary perspective of everything, I mean, I'm thankful, and I'm so thankful to the Most High for where I am in my life in regards to that, but it's kind of on cruise control. It's in the HOV lane.
They can't hear it. The something mute. They said they can't. Somebody said they can't hear.
Yeah. It's in the HOV lane, so I'm cool with that, But something that I always need, help with. That door. She was trying to get in.
Okay. But, she should have texted.
And it's just, it's just a blessing.
Yeah, but okay, we're gonna get ready to wrap it up, y'all. Breezy, did you get the You gonna It is. We about to wrap it up. This mug gonna. Oh, okay. This mug gonna force us to be on the show. We being kidnapped, y'all. We got a charge on her ass, kidnapping. But you know what? So what is? You said you got the book coming. You working on the book. It's like an autobiography type deal. How far is it gonna go back to like your childhood or what?
To my childhood. I mean, just a brief synopsis of my childhood. Like right now, like my mother been on drugs. Crack cocaine was her drug of choice.
Your mother still alive?
Yeah, she's still alive. She incarcerated.
Really?
Yeah, she incarcerated. So
have you ever been incarcerated?
Never.
Okay.
I've never been incarcerated.
I would have thought you had did some time.
If everybody do.
I know. I swear to God, it's horrible.
As an adult, I've never been incarcerated.
Okay.
In prison. I've never been to prison. Of course, I've been to jail.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never had to go to prison and do none of that.
Right.
Probations or none of that stuff.
Right. But you said your mom.
Yeah, but my mom's incarcerated right now as we speak. And people always ask me, as a reference back to what I asked them, what's something that I would change about my life,
mm-hmm.
Or what's something that I regret. I don't regret where I come from in my life because it made me who I am now.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that I regret or that I don't like is that I can't enjoy where I'm at right now with my own mom.
Oh, wow.
I can't enjoy, like, I can't spoil her.
How's our relationship?
It's horrible, man.
It is.
So it's horrible, boy.
Wow.
Yeah, it's horrible. I mean, when I say it's horrible, I mean.
Do you visit her?
No, I don't even visit her no more. This is her third time going to prison. So right now, I'm just displaying this tough love. And I mean, it ain't even because it's just a continuous thing. She continued to go. So it's like, do I continue to make the ride super easy and have all this commissary on the book and she just stacked up like this here in prison and she comfortable with it? or do I let her go through the struggle and get out and make?
So is this the first time you gave her the tough love while she was in prison? How long has she been in?
2 years.
How long she got to go?
She got another year and a half. She got 4 years.
Oh wow, man, that's something. That's another something about you that's like amazing. Like wow, you really your background. I can't wait for you to write the book.
Like I say, before the spoon, I was a goon. So I had a whole different life that people wouldn't even fathom before, I turned to this, cool, calm, and collective guy that I am now, because everybody got a cool side and a fool side.
You had a fool side too?
My life was based on the fool side. Very, very seldom did you see the cool side.
Wow.
So now I love the cool side. And that's why I always tell people, like on this motorcycle set, like stop it. Just be cool. Like, be groovy, dude. You don't have to be that guy.
Yeah, because I remember when I was going out to, y'all was supposed to be going out to California, they told you don't come out here with all that jewelry and stuff.
And I go out there.
And they like, don't come out there. We had went out to dinner and Kim folk was like, man, I hope Gary Don don't come out there with all that. That was you. We was with you. And he was like, man, come on, don't come out there with all that money and all that jewelry. He like, please don't. Yeah, and that's what you said. I'm coming out there just like I am. And they gonna knock me in your head, Gary.
See, the thing about it, what you gotta understand, you're gonna always have some piranhas that swim in the ocean with sharks. But when you're a shark, you done already done what them piranhas trying to do.
I hear that.
Yeah, so I come from that.
Yeah.
So that's why I try to tell people I come from that. I was once one of them. So yeah, to me that's I ain't worried about that because I know how they move in the groove. And not saying that everybody's accessible. Nobody's inferior to anything happening to them. But real recognize real and know what's what. Like people know who to play with and who not to play with.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes.
So when you come across somebody and you realize they're thoroughbred, and they thorough about what they talking about, it'll make you tighten up.
I know that's right. All right then. Hey, listen. Okay. Oh yeah, that's what do you have a picture that I sent you? Can you put that up? I don't know what's going on, but look, y'all. I want to tell y'all. Before we get out of here, I want to tell y'all this. I told y'all last time I was on here, Pink Boutique. Y'all count y'all motherfucking days, okay? Because I ordered a dress from Pink Style Boutique. I'm going to keep on saying it. Pink Style Boutique. Count your motherfucking days. So I ordered a dress from these people, and I seen a girl out with it on New Year's, y'all. And so when I seen the girl out with the dress, I was like, but God don't like ugly. Because then I was being ugly. I said, I'm going to find that dress because I knew she wasn't going to tell me where it was. So I got online immediately while I'm at the party, called myself going to find this dress. And I found a picture of the dress, y'all. No, hold on. I want to show y'all this. Let's look at this dress. Look at the picture of the dress. I'm going to show it to you, Gary Don. This is what I ordered.
Nice and neat.
If y'all can see this right here, this is what I ordered, y'all. When I tell you it was like the girl that had it on at the place, it was so nice. It was full of sequins. Like the dress looked like it might have been heavy. Okay. Okay. That is what I ordered. This motherfucking 70s party dress is what I got. Y'all, look at this.
So you seen that one that you just seen right here? You seen that?
This is what I ordered from.
Nah, I'm saying, did you see?
Yes, I saw it in real life.
It had sequence on it, like
yes.
Oh,
yeah. This, y'all, is what I got. And then, let me say this. So this ain't absolutely horrible if I had not seen the other one. It wouldn't have been absolutely horrible. But the fact that this dress, the zipper don't go down no further than look how it is. The zipper is broken. Then they took it upon themselves like to change they changed everything. So I'm gonna tell y'all, Do not buy anything from Pink Style Boutique. Mind you, don't buy anything. Buy it from black people, because when you got to go over in China and get your shit, the shit don't be right. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, y'all, I'm going to post on my page, Gary, now, because today we having a little bit of technical difficulties with getting our, one day we had commercials, the next day we ain't got shit. So anyway, I'm going to post Gary Don's flyer. If you're in the Dallas area, please get his brother a play. He is all, you got so much going on. I'm telling you, I want you to promise me that when that book come out, that you're going to come on my show and we can talk about the book, because I'm sure it's going to be super interesting with just all I heard you talking about today. I had no idea you were had so much going on, and I want to thank Media King. He wasn't able to come. He had his son got sick, and so he wasn't able to come. But yeah, I want to thank y'all for tuning in to the show. Make sure that you go to the YouTube channel and subscribe. Don't share this Facebook. I want y'all to share. Go to YouTube and subscribe to Simply the Baldhead Truth, and then y'all share the podcast from there. But if that's too much to ask, then just share this, okay? Share it and let people know what it is, because I'm going to tell them where to go. Make sure you go to Simply the Baldhead Truth, like, comment, subscribe, and help your girl get put on, okay? I'm just trying to do something. I'm trying to stop from, knocking somebody in the head. But times is hard, okay? All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Gary Don, thanks for being a guest on my show. I really appreciate it. Thank you. All right, y'all. Peace out. Talk to y'all later.